right next to it. It was so cold this morning. They hadn't turned the heat on yet, and like I was dying.
Yeah, I know. It's always it's the worst on Mondays. The kids are like freaking out. I'm like, you're fine.
Yeah.
But secretly, I'm
you're like,
too.
I feel the same way. Yep.
I'm like, this is why I chose this outfit today.
Right. I'm stupid
Extra
and
layers.
continuing to think it's the summer. Okay, cool. So Liz, could you go ahead and tell me a little bit about what your vision is for your school?
Sure. So I currently teach at Kip Inspire in St. Louis, which is a school that historically has prioritized academics. We are just super focused on instruction all the time. And I actually love that about our school. It has turned me into the teacher that I am. And I owe that a lot to our school leader, who has just pushed academics from the very, very beginning. So my school would have a very similar academic focus to the one that we have at Kip Inspire, simply because we've achieved results because of that vision. And I think because of that, I have a really strong idea of what good instruction looks like, not even just in my own classroom, but in many of the classrooms that are at our school right now. I think my school would also place an earlier emphasis on building character. I think character is something that we at Kip Inspire have sort of added to our repertoire in the past couple of years, and I think knowing that now, when I open my school, it would be part of the foundation, just as the academics are. I think we've struggled, especially with our founding kids, because we've all of a sudden tried to implement all of these character initiatives after they were at the school for 1, 2, 3 years. And so that has made it really difficult. And so my school would definitely have a strong academic and character base, both happening very early on in the first year of the school.
Okay. Beyond kind of that instruction and character focus, can you see, I mean, what would kind of make your school stand apart from other charter schools in the area and potentially even other KIPP schools in the area?
I think one thing that I think about with that would be making sure that we're hiring just really exceptional people. You know, I think I would be searching for teachers in the schools that already exist in St. Louis and looking to bring them on and making sure that we had a diverse staff from the start. And when I say diverse, I don't just mean racially or culturally. I mean diverse in background, in age, in gender. I think that's very important and something that we didn't do in our first year. We only hired, we had only one Teach for America staff member. Everyone else was Teach for America, and I think that you know, being someone who did Teach for America, I obviously respect that organization, and I think there's a lot of great talent that comes out of it. But I think Teach for America teachers have a very specific way of teaching, and so I want to be sure that I had a more diverse teaching background with that.
Okay. Awesome. How would you, when looking for teachers to hire, kind of what would you be looking for?
I'd be looking for someone who had a minimum of 2 years experience in the classroom. I'd also want to talk with someone who had a great relationship with the staff that they work with, good positive relationships with students, and then of course I'd want to look at their achievement data and see where they've been. I will say that certainly wouldn't be the deciding factor for me. I was hired to work at KIPP, and my achievement scores, the absolute scores, you know, on the MAP test were certainly nothing to be proud of. And Mr. Esposito hired me anyway and was able to teach me to do great things here. And so the things that sort of would be non-negotiables would be the relationship building. That I know we can certainly teach people to grow professionally, but I want to be sure that we had employees that really embodied strong character from the start.
Great. What has been your most challenging leadership experience, and kind of what did you learn from it?
I'm actually sort of going through something right now, or was going through something. I'm the Saturday school coordinator at KIPP. I share that role with another grade level chair, the 7th grade level chair, and we sort of alternate Saturdays. We oversee everything that Saturday school covers. The one area that we were told we did not need to oversee and organize was the bus routing. That was taken over by our operations team. I was almost kind of sad about that at the beginning because I'd never had any experience really doing that kind of operations work before. And so one of the reasons why I wanted to take on this role was to have those new experiences. I had plenty of leadership experience in my grade level chair role, but being the Saturday school coordinator was a different kind of leadership experience. We've had a lot of issues with the bus routing. And so it's been very frustrating for me to have to deal with that because I was not the person who set it up, nor did I even oversee that setup. And then furthermore, the people that coordinate that for us don't actually work at Saturday school with us. So when those problems arise, it's very hard for me to troubleshoot without those people there. So what I'm doing right now is meeting with those individuals and just sort of demanding to be involved. Not that I'm taking it over. It's not that anyone that I'm pointing a finger at anyone, but I think the root of the problem is that we had too many people working on something and not enough collaboration, and so that was sort of where the problem fell. And I think being in this weird role where, I'm not an administrator, I wasn't the school leader, I wasn't on the operations team, I didn't feel at the beginning like I could have put my foot down and say, this is what I need, this is what I want to happen. And so, unfortunately, now that a problem has arisen, people are responding to that demand, which is good, and I believe that we're going to come to, a solution because of that. But it was very frustrating for me because I knew, in reflection, I should have just been more assertive in the beginning, and this probably could have been, absolved. So, as a learning experience, I know that I just need to be more assertive next time to make sure that, it's not that I'm taking anything away from anyone or that I'm, trying to be in charge, but I just need to be involved in that decision making and planning so that I can, number one, have that knowledge, and number two, be able to, fix it if a problem does arise, which, they do typically.
Okay, awesome.